Welcome back to the channel. And Stellar Blade is getting the worst PR a great game could ever get. See, this happened. I mean, when Starfield was going through this shit, it was crazy because they shit on Starfield for a reason. It being a Bethesda game. That's wild. But Shift Up, Stellar Blade, Sony was banking on this game being a hit for them. They promoted this game for years, bro. How many state of plays has Stellar Blade in it? How many previews of Stellar Blade did we see? And then they go and censor the game behind the fans' back. And now players are refunding the game. Which is the worst thing you could possibly do to a great game like this. Because these are the great games players like us want to see succeed. It was a great game. It was beautiful, lovely. It ran amazing. No microtransactions. It was playable. The gameplay was great. The story was, it was there. It was all right. It was different. It was unique. But then Sony, you ruined your own game because you wanted to please what? Metacritic scores? Because you wanted to please the critics that crucified you for putting out a game like this? Gamers want? And not a game that critics love? Because Sony was pandering to critics for how many years, bro? Pandering to critics for how many years? You saw it with The Last of Us 2. You saw it with fucking Returnal. Like, these are the games they were literally pandering to the motherfucking critics. And the one game that they launch, that they're like, fuck it. The gamers need something. We need something for the gamers. And the critics say, bad Sony. Don't let gamers get good games. Sony rip out the censorship part. It get lost in translation because a lot of people think that players are mad that the suits are censored. No. It's just the idea that Sony could come out and say uncensored in all countries. Shift Up, come out, say uncensored in all countries. And then the game comes out uncensored in all countries. And then they patch the game to be censored after everybody bought the fucking game on the false pretense that the game was uncensored in all countries. No. You think the players are going to just let them do it? People are like, oh, it's not a big deal. I mean, them censoring the suits is not a big deal. Them lying to get sales is the big deal. And players getting refunds and Sony actually obliging the refunds. Now there's wounding this game. There's wounding the player base. It's wounding Shift Up because this is their first game outside of mobile. And this is the PR that they're getting. This is just bad all around. All because of what? We really don't know why Sony censored this game. Why Shift Up censored this game. We know the director came out and said, oh, this was the final product. We just didn't let y'all know. And he said the players weren't going to believe him. Of course the player's not going to believe you, bro. Because you're lying. Why print the game on disc uncensored? Why sell the game to everybody uncensored and then patch it, the censored version in, if the game was going to be censored already? Why tell everybody it's not going to be censored? Because the players could have took this to court. Sony was just in court. They just lost in the UK. Had to pay out billions. The government agencies are watching gaming real hard, bro. Because gaming is making a lot of money now. Back when it used to not be able to. And then Sony tried to pull this shit. You lied to your community. You lied to your fan base. For sales. Because you knew you needed this game to do well. PlayStation needed this game to do well. And then they ruined it for themselves, bro. They ruined it for themselves. How can you do that as PlayStation, as Sony Interactive, as Shift Up? How can you do this? I mean, Shift Up probably had no choice in it. If Sony said censor the game, Shift Up had to do what they had to do. They're literally getting paid by PlayStation to put this game out. That means PlayStation had to be the one tell them to censor it. Why would they do that to their own community when they needed this game to succeed? Is it because the critics shit on this game? For the same reason you censored it. Because the game has sex appeal. Because players like that the game has sex appeal. When Sony removed sex appeal from all of their games, them bitches got 90s. One drip of sex appeal back into the gaming industry, Sony's at an 80, folks. Sony's at an 80. It's like, what is going on here? You're not pandering no more. And now the gamers see that, oh, since Sony has to go pander again, they ruined our game. This is tragic, bro. But when it comes to PC, we all know what's gonna happen to fucking to Stellar Blade. We all know what's gonna happen to Stellar Blade. That's why it's so strange that Sony is doing this now. But I mean, the players are refunded the game. This is horrible for Stellar Blade. I mean, I'm kind of heartbroken. I can't even buy the game. I don't even own a PlayStation. But it's kind of sad that this type of game, the good type of game, gets ruined by the corporation, and people think that, oh, it's just the developers. No, it's not. You really think Shift Up wanted to do this? Go look at every other thing Shift Up has worked on. Shift Up didn't do this shit on their own pretenses, bro. They did not do this shit themselves. Go look at any trailer of Nike. They don't give a fuck about censorship. But Sony definitely does. But I'm going to end this right here. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new. This is sad to see. This is sad to see. And the players refunded the game. All power to you. You deserve your money back. You were lied to. But, damn, it just had to be Stellar Blade, didn't it?